Time for a little update on what's to come this year and in the following weeks, and another important update. And you're watching FlorenceBallardA3060 on film. Hi guys, so officially from me, it's a little bit late, but officially Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first sort of up close and personal video that I've done since, I can't remember when. But that's because before there's been nothing really exciting to update on. But there's a lot here that we're going to update on, mainly on what to expect possibly over the next, say, 5 weeks or so, and then, you know, maybe just what else this year. I mean, at the moment, of course, we have to work everything around the pandemic and what's going on. Until we're given the all clear on anything, you know, then I can really talk more in depth about stuff. But and there's also another update, which I don't know how many people are going to take it, but it's something that you're probably going to be a bit surprised about. There's actually a few people already that know what this is. But I'll get to that in a bit. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who stuck by me throughout 2020, despite the fact of how hard it was. I know there's a few washer guys that I spoke to who I'm obviously not going to name for their respect, but, you know, lost people of their family and friends due to COVID-19. And yeah, I did lose an uncle to it, but he wasn't really someone that I knew too well, but, you know, still. And it's why, you know, I'm not one of these anti-vaccine people or one of these, you know, I just find all that a bit silly. I mean, obviously to each their own who thinks the virus is a hoax. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I believe 100% the virus is real. I know it's real because I've seen things. I've had people at my work who have had to take time off because they've had it, or they've been in contact with someone who had it and had to isolate. I myself have had monthly COVID swab tests that they used to, before we had the second lockdown, they'd come round and I'd do a swab, and all of them turned out negative. But, you know, every day I never know what's going to happen, so I just have to take each day as it goes. However, I do believe there are things that our government lies to us about. Maybe it is to scare us, maybe it is to make people take it more seriously, or maybe there is just stuff that, you know, they're not being honest with us about, you know. But I do believe and know that the virus is real, and I do everything I can to stay safe. I've basically cut off all train spotting until, I mean, not exactly giving the all clear, but until Boris Johnson brings down restrictions, until you're allowed to travel for non-essential reasons, then there's going to be no train spotting videos or anything. It is a shame, but also it's winter, so I don't particularly want to be stuck at a platform in, like, you know, -2 degrees Celsius. But I hope everyone did manage to make the most of their Christmas. Just hoping that this year will be a bit better. At the moment, things are, you know, we've had to take, you know, I understand there are people who are frustrated about the lockdown, but, you know, guys, it's the only way that we're going to be safe. You know, if it wasn't for these lockdowns, I mean, I don't agree with some of the regulations, but that's another story. I know there's things they've changed, and there's a lot more people out and about on the street, which is quite scary. But like myself, I am planning, so for example, in December I managed to get, and I need to upload my review of this. I managed to get one of these Xiaomi electric scooters, you know, those things that you see people whizzing around the streets on. I know there's a lot of people who hate those kind of riders, and yes, I myself have received a bit of Well, I've received a bit of backlash from people who have seen me on it, even though I'm not one of those crazy riders who goes on the pavements at like 20 miles an hour and hits people. I walk my scooter on the pavement and I ride down quiet side roads. It's a good way for me to get to and from work, and it allows me to be socially distanced and basically not be in contact with anyone. I don't pay for travel, and it runs on one charge cycle, so I can go up to 18 miles on a full 100% battery. It's very good and it's very smooth. I will do some vlogs on it possibly when the weather gets a bit better and we're allowed to go out, because it'd be nice to ride on that. So here is the first update that I wanted to give you guys. I was going to leave this as a surprise, and it was meant to be for my 900th video special, because this video is actually number 888, so it's like infinity video, 888. As you know, I used to work at British Heart Foundation. Many people still speak to me about this, but in fact they miss my videos from there. I've been to a few to see what they got, and unfortunately there's been a decline in appliances in a lot of them, especially the Hounslow one, which is quite surprising because that one is normally quite full of stuff. So I went to the one that I worked in, and obviously, well, I haven't said this, but the staff have all sort of split off. So some group have gone to this part, another British Heart Foundation in North London or somewhere, something like that. You know, things like that. So what I did was I went there in December and I got speaking to one of the guys, you know, who missed me and everything, and they literally asked me if I would come back. Now, of course, I'm on a very different work schedule to when I used to be at the garden centre, which was a fixed rota and it was fixed hours. So I knew that I'd always get a Friday and Saturday off unless, you know, I changed my hours. But because of me working now, I'm doing shift work, so it's very hard to tell when I'm going to get a day off. Sometimes I only literally get one day off a week, almost. Well, I know I get Sundays off anyway, so... But, so I spoke to them and I told them that in the new year I wanted to go back, meaning that I would have gone back to British Heart Foundation, but because of the virus and the lockdown, British Heart Foundation stores have had to close because they don't fall under an essential category, and especially second-hand shops would be one of the first places they'd close because of, you know, the hygiene. But when that eventually reopens, maybe March or so, I don't know when, I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to be going back there. There's a couple of people that still remember me, and I got introduced to the new staff there, so they're all happy to have me back. So, because I know that this channel needs this. My own washing machines, I don't have enough to film on each one, which is, you know, like things like machines are getting tired of refilming them over and over again, because that's basically what's happening. You know, I can only have one machine in at a time, so it's a bit frustrating. So, oh, which washer's uploaded a video? What's the uploaded? Oh, 9,000 series. Okay, I didn't know. I thought we had an 8,000. But yeah, so we're going to get back to doing that again, tests and finds. I mean, hopefully it might help me find some machines for my collection. If something good comes in that I can take, hopefully, you know, that can, you know, buy from there, whatever. But it'd be a nice place to return. So I'll do the same thing, do the electricals, and then do the test and finders, and then we get the washing machine, washer dryer, or even tumble dryer if we get one as well. But yeah, that'll be a thing that we do when we go back there. So I wanted to let you know, guys know. I spoke to Mr. Ben, Mr. Zanussi Guy 1600, who actually told me he missed my BHF video. So I actually told him that I'm planning to go back, because it'd be nice to have all that. It was nice not knowing what I was going to get in, and you guys enjoying that. It got me so much subscribers, views, and most of all, it made me feel good that I was doing something I enjoyed for a good cause. And, you know, especially like with the virus still being around, because we don't know when it's going to officially be eradicated. It could be ages, right? At least if once the lockdown eases and we can go back to doing things, I don't have to be sat at home thinking about it. You know, I can go and, you know, I'll probably do the same hours 10 till 2 again that I used to do. But yeah, that's that. So I want to let you know, guys, know that. What else is there? There's At the moment, there is no new machines coming into the collection, but I'm still searching. But this brings us to another update. Now, this is the one I know is going to break a lot of people's hearts, and I am expecting a lot of people to be very upset when I tell them this. So, as you guys know, anyone who's got a collection knows there are a lot of machines you don't often keep. You know, you will have a machine, and then you might think, okay, well, you know, it's not entirely, you know, what I'm wanting, or so I'm not planning to keep it, so I'll pass it on. I think I might have mentioned this in a video ages ago, but I did speak one time about wanting to trade the Cassata for a washer dryer, because we all know that I am one of the only guys who's obsessed with washer dryers and needs one in my collection. So, unbeknownst to everyone, since July last year, I made an agreement with Witchwasher 2007 and Luke, who's the other guy that you sometimes hear in Matt's videos, or you've seen me go off on video like it's top loader and whatnot. Basically, at the time, they had found a machine, and we arranged to swap. The machine they got, now you guys know, I don't know if anyone knows what I'm like, but I'm probably the most fussiest person in the community about what machine I find. With me, it's like, because I'm on a very limited space, I can only really get the one machine I'm looking for. Like, that it has to be that particular model. So, like, I've been offered various machines in the past, and I've turned them away, which is one of the reasons I got rid of that Creeder, because that Creeder washer dryer wasn't what I wanted. It was the wrong colour, and it was, you know, it had to be brown and white one, not a white one, or yellowed one. So, obviously, I ended up getting rid of it anyway, and I was never going to keep it even if I got it working. So, it's been the same, like, for example, one of the machines I do want to find for my collection is a Hotpoint WMA64 in Zircon Silver. But there's a whole sort of espionage about it that I don't think many people understand. I can't literally just go and get a WMA64. I want it wrapped up and everything. Now, I don't mean just putting cling film. I mean, like, I want to get it packaged as if it was a brand new machine with all the polystyrene blocks, because I want to basically relive the moment of getting a WMA64 for the first time, because I deeply regret what happened to my old one, you know, with how I didn't treat it particularly right. And because I'd never buy a brand new washing machine, you know, I'd never buy one, so at the end of the day, it'd be nice to have something to do an unboxing video with. But it means that it's been very difficult for people who try to find one for me to then find out that this is what I want, and we're trying to still figure out where this machine can get packaged at. And, you know, some people have offered to take it in and maybe do it themselves, but obviously we don't really know. So it's been a thing like there's been about 20 WMA64s, probably about that much, turning up within the past 2-3 months. But each one of them I've declined because I'm like, yeah, but I can't get it wrapped up and whatnot. So it's been a... but anyway, going back to... Yeah, so... now look, I love the Cassata, and I know that everyone here, pretty much like 90% of you, it's your favourite machine of my collection. There's a few like the others. The machine's probably my third favourite in the collection. We all know what the favourite is. You know, you just need to look at my username and whatnot. But I have to be honest, I've never wanted a WM model, apart from a WM51, which was a first edition 800 that I had as a child. But apart from that, I've only ever been interested in the washer dryers of that range. Barring the Ultimas, I'm not a fan of the Ultima ones. They're nice, but I'm not a fan of the profile spin on them. I don't like that spin because to me it ruins it. That it's a Vogue series model, but it doesn't do the slow climb up. It shoots up like that. So I would have had one of those instead, but you know, I couldn't grasp it. So, I mean, look, guys, the Cassata is... I got that machine because the machine was a Cassata model. It wasn't anything to do with the WM63. In fact, I never wanted that model. But eventually, the sort of... How can you put it? Eventually, it's worn off. You know, the thing of having a Cassata model, it's kind of like worn off now. Yeah. The royalty of having it has sort of like, okay, well, you know, it's a Cassata. It's not... It's just a hot point with a different colour. That's all it is to it. And even pistachio green wasn't particularly what I was going to go for. It would have been soft lilac or ice blue. Now, they do that model as a WD61, but I don't like the WD61 because it doesn't have two of the options that I like and whatnot. So, I was asking if anyone would be interested in that machine if I decided to give her up. Originally, she was possibly going to go to Australia, but because, you know, obviously I don't know what's going on about all that, so I wasn't going to really hold on to her for that long. I've had other people be interested in her, but Matt and Luke wanted to trade something for it. Now, I will tell you what machine they were originally going to be giving me, because I'm not obviously getting it now. That natural linen WD62 that Matt has got on his channel, that one was actually what we were trading. But I did ask if they had anything else to trade, because the WD62 isn't 100% the model that I was wanting from that range, and I kind of over time thought about it, and I thought, I don't know if I'd really be happy with that model. I'm more for the later range with the blue badge and whatnot, because that's what I grew up with. Now, my auntie Shirley had a WD62, but she had the Mercury one, but I'm not really fussed about that one. So, was trying to see if there's anything else he could trade it for, but at the moment he hasn't. I think Matt hasn't really got through a lot of his collection, or hasn't got anything that would be working that I'd possibly be after. I was wanting a Miele or a Dyson Contra Rotator, possibly, but the trouble is with those machines, they're so heavy. I can't have one because I need to take it in and out of my house all the time when I swap machines around. And I remember the day that my machines arrived. I had to bring Millie in from the shed, and it was the single-handedly worst, most difficult situation I've ever had. Luckily she was packaged, so I had to roll the machine over the doorstep and then pick the machine up, and it literally was the most painful thing I did. I would not want to try lifting a trolley with a near 100 kilogram Miele on there. So that's sort of out of the question, that is. I mean, so what's happening is, tomorrow she's being picked up and she's going to be taken to Macclesfield, or where Witchwasher is, and she's going to be sat next to a blue Cassata, because I know you guys know that he's also got a blue one in their vintage room, as they call it. There's like a few 9.5s in there and some other vintage stuff. So that's going in there. And then I guess with me I'll just be washer hunting. So in the meantime we'll bring the Hoover A3060 back in. Now I know that there's some people that must be crying right now hearing that. But guys, you have to understand, I know you guys love that machine. It's not as like she's going to be gone forever, because I will eventually get something from that range again. But it might just be different. But because I'm on limited space, I can't just be getting machines for the sake of it. That's how I've not managed to fill up my space, because I'm very particular about what machines I'm getting. She's going to a good home, because I didn't want to give this machine out on eBay. It had to go to a collector. There was no way I was letting just a random person take the machine. But we're just going to have to see really until what I find. I'm searching every day, but that's basically it. I wanted to sort of update that, so we're going to do the last wash of her tonight, which is going to be, I think, the bed throw, the big jumbo sofa throw, and put that in the machine. I might wash this one as well, behind me. We'll do it with some Dreft. Oh, no, I'll do it with some Vizier, because I know that Luke wants that powder, so I'll have the machine smelling of that. I was originally going to do it with the lid off, but I don't know if I will. But we will actually probably do a wash with the lid off, yeah. And just see how that sort of goes, really, and that'll be that. I will try and record some extra clips of her so that I can upload that further on down the line, so she's not completely gone from the channel. But you will see her live on. She'll just be on someone else's channel. I don't know how many times they'll video her, but yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on that and let you know that's basically what's been going on. And what to expect. There's more reviews coming out, but mainly it's might be doing a laundrette video once things sort of calm down a bit. But apart from that, it's really just the same at the moment until get another machine. So I'll have space for 2 more machines, but I'm trying to get a small single shed for outside my house so that I can then put 1 more machine in that. So I'll have 3 machines. So literally I'll be up to 6 machines. Now, I don't count the Millie as my own machine. That's Mum's machine at the moment, but unfortunately she is taking up a space, so I have to sort of say that there is an extra machine here. But my ideal plan would have been to have had like the 9530 or the A3060 and the matching dryer in either space, but of course that can't happen because we need a house machine, because yeah. But yeah, that's that, guys. So look, I'm going to just say it as well. I understand there'll be people that's disappointed to hear that, but I do not want to receive any hate comments over that or anything. And if I do, I'm going to block people, and that's just what I'll do. Just block those people that do that. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand it's my machines, and you know, it's up to me what I decide to do with them. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't feel right keeping a machine just because of the colour it's in. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect its working order. It's still a Hotpoint WM season, as I'll say. I'm going to get slapped from Charlie for that. A Hotpoint WM range, you know, Vogue series. It's the same thing as every other WM63 that's out there. So, you know, why? To me, I just think to myself, why? You know, why keep a machine if you're not going to really... If you're not going to use, you know what I mean? If you're not going to really be happy about it, you know, and I pretty much filmed nearly everything on that channel. We just haven't, on that machine, we just haven't done the quick wash. But I'll maybe film that as well as an extra thing to upload at some point. Anyway, guys, though, I want to say thank you for those who did actually love that Cassata. I didn't think I was going to get as much popularity with her as I expected. But I still have loads of clips that I've taken of that machine beforehand, so we can always keep uploading that, just like I do with the British Heart Foundation stuff. And that'll be that. So I'm going to wrap that up, guys. Again, Happy New Year to everyone, and just, you know, grin and bear what's going on. We're all in it together, you know, and there'll come a day when we all get vaccinated as well. I know it's probably going to be around July, August, but, you know, if it calms down in time, I'll be going back to America this year. But at the moment, it's out of the question. Because whilst we may be okay, we might get through this virus and it might be completely eradicated here, but we don't know what's going on over there, you know, at the moment. But I'm happy with, I'm happy with the situation at the moment, just knowing that, you know, it could be over soon. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, guys. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And thank you for always supporting me, and I do the same for you guys too. Don't forget to stay safe and keep it supreme and go with the flow.